getting down to making the sale. I think the close is what terrifies most people. Have you found that there's a specific thing you say or something you do to kind of make that close happen? Because we can talk about photography all day long. Like we'll talk about hiking, we'll talk about photos all day long, but when it comes to that sale, it's a little stressful.
Well, so I actually think that brings up two good points. One of the things that you have to try and learn as you go along is, some of these people are, I mean, they're genuine. Like they're coming to talk to you about photography in general. They might want to pick your brain and learn from you. And I mean, I love talking shop. That's great. Those are still pleasant conversations to me. But I've had times too where I'm in one of those conversations and I see someone kind of lurking in the background who looks like they want to ask me a question. If you can't get out of that conversation to make the sale here, I mean, that could be a problem because ultimately it's why you're there is to sell the prints. So that's something to keep an eye out for. In terms of sort of closing the sale, I mean, I wouldn't say it's my strong suit, to be perfectly honest. I think a lot of mine tend to come fairly naturally. It's me and someone talking about a print that resonates with them for some reason, and they might bring up just, okay, I'd love to buy this. Perfect. If they're asking me specific questions about the material, the different sizes, things like that, then I'll maybe try and ask a few more questions and go into sort of that mode that you were talking about earlier where you're trying to solve a problem for them. Maybe they have a space in their house they're trying to fill. Maybe it's above a couch of a certain color. You can guide them towards, certain styles, certain sizes, things like that. That's an important thing to keep in mind. But I think the main advice I can give is that you want to try and reduce friction in the buying process as much as possible. If it's going to be complicated for them, even if it's just a small step that's in between them and buying it, it's going to reduce your chances of making the sale. If, you know, someone says, "Oh, I'm going to go home and measure and, I'll get back in touch with you and order this print." I get that a lot, and maybe it lands maybe 1 out of 5 times. But if they have a pretty good idea of what the size is, maybe you say, "Hey, how about we put in this order now? You can go home and confirm the size, and if it ends up being different, let me know, and we'll switch the order up before it goes to print." That kind of thing is more likely to work than just relying on them to get back in touch with you. If
Oh, if
that if
they
that's too
leave your
forward for
booth,
you, huh?
oh, if they leave your booth, it's like the chances of them actually making the sale are drastically decreased.
It goes way down. And I mean, and if that strategy is too forward, instead of saying, "Oh, you get in touch with me," you can maybe set up a time to talk, get their contact information too, and follow up. Yes, they can still ghost you at that point, but it's still a step above just letting them walk away and just hoping and praying they come back.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think one thing that I've heard several times from people who do art shows is asking once that conversation keeps going, you ask the person, "Is there a place in your home that you could see this print going?"